Welcome to Listen, Read, and Learn English TV. Today's story is about Samuel Morse Unveils the Telegraph, revolutionizing communication. Before we begin, let me quickly explain how you can use this video. You will listen to the same story at 3 different levels. Level 1 is for beginners. Level 2 is for intermediate learners. Level 3 is for advanced learners. Start with your level. Listen carefully. You can pause the video, listen again, or move to a higher level when you feel ready. Don't worry about understanding every word. Focus on listening and enjoying the story. Now, let's begin with the story.
Level 1.
In 1838, Samuel Morse showed people something new. He invented a machine called the telegraph. This machine could send messages very fast using electricity. Before the telegraph, sending messages took a long time. People wrote letters. A man on a horse carried the letters from one town to another town. Sometimes it took days or weeks. If someone lived far away, the letter took even longer. Morse wanted to change this. He worked for many years on his idea. He created a special code. In this code, every letter had a pattern of short and long sounds. People called it Morse code. The letter A was one short sound and one long sound. The letter B was one long sound and 3 short sounds. When Morse showed his telegraph to people, they were surprised. He sent a message through a wire. The message traveled using electricity. It arrived in seconds, not days. People could not believe it. The telegraph was very important. It changed how people talked to each other. News traveled faster. Businesses could work better. Families could hear about important events quickly. Morse's invention made the world feel smaller and more connected.
Level 2.
In January 1838, Samuel Morse demonstrated his telegraph system to a group of important people in New Jersey. This invention would completely transform how humans communicated across long distances. Morse had spent years developing this technology, often facing doubt and financial difficulties. Before the telegraph existed, communication was incredibly slow. If you wanted to send the message to someone in another city, you had to write a letter and send it by horse or ship. Depending on the distance, your message might take days, weeks, or even months to arrive. Urgent news often arrived too late to be useful. Morse's telegraph solved this problem using electricity. The system worked by sending electrical signals through a wire. These signals traveled almost instantly. Morse also created a special code where each letter of the alphabet was represented by a combination of short signals, dots, and long signals, dashes. This became known as Morse code. During his demonstration, Morse sent messages that arrived immediately at the receiving end. The witnesses were amazed. They understood they were watching history being made. However, many people remained skeptical, and it took several more years before the telegraph gained widespread acceptance. Eventually, telegraph lines spread across America and then across oceans. The technology revolutionized journalism, business, and personal communication. The world suddenly felt much smaller. People could share news, coordinate activities, and stay connected in ways that had been impossible before. Morse's invention laid the foundation for all modern telecommunications.
Level 3.
When Samuel Morse unveiled his electromagnetic telegraph system in January 1838 at the Speedwell Iron Works in Morristown, New Jersey, few observers could fully grasp the magnitude of what they were witnessing. This demonstration represented the culmination of years of experimentation, financial struggle, and persistent determination by Morse, who had originally trained as a painter before becoming obsessed with the possibility of electrical communication. The world Morse sought to revolutionize was one where communication moved at the speed of transportation. Messages traveled only as fast as horses could gallop, ships could sail, or trains could run. Critical information about political events, business opportunities, family emergencies, or military movements often arrived too late to matter. The frustration and inefficiency of the system had enormous economic and social costs, yet no one had successfully developed a practical alternative. Morse's breakthrough combined several innovations. The telegraph itself used electrical current flowing through wires to transmit signals across distances. But electricity alone wasn't enough. Morse also needed a language for these signals. His ingenious solution was Morse code, a system where each letter and number corresponded to a specific pattern of short and long pulses. An operator could tap out these patterns on a key, and someone at the receiving end could decode them back into readable text. The initial demonstration involved sending messages between two rooms, but the implications were staggering. If this technology could work across rooms, it could work across cities, states, or even continents. Witnesses recognized they were observing a fundamental shift in human capability. Despite the successful demonstration, convincing skeptical investors and government officials took considerable effort. Morse spent years lobbying Congress for funding before finally receiving support to build an experimental line between Washington and Baltimore. When that line transmitted the famous message, "What hath God wrought?" in 1844, the telegraph's practical value became undeniable. Within decades, telegraph wires crisscrossed continents and lay beneath oceans. The technology transformed journalism, enabling newspapers to report breaking news from distant locations. It revolutionized commerce, allowing businesses to coordinate operations across vast distances. It even changed warfare, as military commanders could communicate with their forces in real time. Morse's invention essentially created the first version of instant global communication, fundamentally reshaping human civilization. Thanks for listening. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe to the channel. You can listen again, try a higher level, or come back later and practice more. New stories are added regularly to help you improve your English step by step. See you in the next video.